Happy Monday. It is your girl, Tiffany from Tiffany Talks. And today it is still Women's History Month. What did I say? Women's History Month, which means I'm bringing nothing but phenomenal, awesome women to the platform. Not only am I bringing women to the platform, I'm bringing those women that are changing the environment. They're shifting society about the things that they love and turning them into careers. And tonight, this is a video you will want to share, okay? Because if you're looking for financial freedom, it starts, success leaves clues and crumbs. And I'm bringing to the platform this evening, this year in 2021, those crumbs. I'm just sharing them. And tonight, this young lady, she is awesome because first of all, she is talking about financial literacy. Get that junk and throw it away. What is the junk in your life? Debt. Nobody loves debt. So anybody that's here to teach us how to save a little more, budget a little more, do a little less, and have a little more, I'm with it. They can come here on Tiffany Talks. So tonight, I bring Petrina Kid, and it's so interesting because she has a background in itself. And I'm just going to give some highlights of what we have tonight because I want to congratulate you. I want to applaud them right here at Tiffany Talks because one thing that I'm adamant about is empowerment. But most of women empowerment because guess what? I'm a woman. So it makes sense, right? But I don't empower anybody. But Petrina Turner, she is a financial strategist. She was in the Huffington Post as 15 mompreneurs growing dynamic businesses. Also, she include his and her money making sense of sense, like sense. CENT. It's like money makes sense. You like that type of sense. And Black and Married with Kids, where she discusses her family's money journey. She also will tell us tonight how she was able to wipe clean like over $40,000 worth of debt. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's not a big number. Well, a lot of people were doing it. Statistically, it says that a lot of people are not doing that. So since she's doing that, I brought her here. Great. So I brought it here. So without further ado, I will bring Miss Petrina Turner, financial strategist, to the platform. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hey, Tiffany. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you on Tiffany Talks. And I just wanted, first congratulate you for doing great things that being featured in this Women's History Month, because I just wanted people that thought different, and especially women that think different doing great things. So tell us a little about yourself. Where you from, about your family life. You can start there, and what made you the beginning. What's the beginning look like for Patrina?
Okay. Well, I am originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. I've lived in a few different states. My dad is a pastor, so we moved around. He had different churches in different states. So I've lived in Detroit, Michigan, graduated from high school in Virginia, and I went to school at North Carolina A&T. I majored in engineering, did that for a few years, really didn't care for it, and really started trying to determine what I was really good in. I knew I loved math, so I changed careers. Went back to school and really found my niche, which is really data, which kind of led me into the financial piece a little bit. And I'll get into that in a second. But I am married, been married for 15 years, 16 years this summer. I'm a boy mom. I have 3 boys, ranging from 12 to 8 years old. And basically, I'll just start off just basically how I even got to this point. Like I said, data was my career after my career changed, and I would always have to contract out for different nonprofits or universities, trying to collect data on like community poverty levels, educational levels, health stats, all that good stuff. And basically, whoever was trying to get that data were trying to determine why certain populations in the community were like struggling. Mm-hmm. And as I was pulling the data, it all pointed back to one thing, and it was money. That's it. Right. So after really doing that and taking a look at our own finances, I was a contractor. That ended sooner rather than later, and we did not have a good savings. I had some credit cards, and I started putting Pampers and milk and all that kind of stuff on the credit cards.
Can you stop right there? Stop right. Because see, I bring different people on this platform, but everybody normally start something different because something that they thought that worked isn't working. So they just adjusted their self and flexibility. Didn't hear her say she started when it was all good. That idea in what? Probably a bad time. Okay, go on.
Yep. Yeah. So we were living off of one income. We had 2 kids that were still basically toddlers, babies. And we weren't prepared financially to live off of one income. So I started paying for stuff on credit, and digging ourselves deeper in debt, just trying to stay afloat,
Right.
Until we got to the point where we couldn't even afford to pay like the minimum. And my husband was like, okay, we need to take a look at these finances and see what's going on. If we have to stop paying certain things, especially things that really don't matter, like credit card, but make sure we're taking care of our food and, housing and utilities and all that kind of stuff. So we looked over everything. Stop paying those things that really didn't matter, like credit card. I was offended because all the credit cards were in my name, so I knew my credit was going to drop, and I always had good credit, and it did. It went from like a 7 something to like a 5 something. So I was devastated. But I mean, we had to do what we had to do. That led me to basically getting a job, finding another job like 6 or so months later. And when we did that, we were like, okay, we don't ever want to be in this position at all anymore, So we started just really educating ourselves on finances, reading a lot of books, listening to a lot of podcasts, just really talking to people who were where we wanted to be, and just started getting our finances together. And after about a little less than 2 years, it was about 21 months, from budgeting and saving and doing all these great things with our finances, we were able to pay off that $40,000 worth of debt that you referred to. It wasn't easy. We had to eliminate a lot of things, but we did it. And we were able, of course, to be in a better position financially. So we're still on our journey to becoming completely debt free. But oh my gosh, that $40,000 helped us tremendously. So that's pretty much how I got started. I started blogging about our finances. And just how we were trying to get out of debt and leave a legacy to our kids. It didn't want our kids to go through what we went through or have our bad spending habits. And after people started reading the blog and asking me what we were doing, it turned into a side hustle, turned into a business. So that's how the whole financial freedom strategist really got started.
And what I wanted to say, Patrina, is that a lot of times, like, I work for New York Life, was one of the, bigger financial institutions. And I didn't realize how much people didn't know about money.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize like how much we don't know, and a lot of things like where to put it, every vehicle is not a vehicle, right. Just learn, the breakdown of what I was doing wrong because I knew how to earn money.
Right.
When we're talking about investing and saving, that's a different conversation. You understand?
Or even just managing. Like people don't even know how to and that's where I started. And that's what I saw what people were really missing. Like you can't even get to investing if you don't know how much you're spending, if you don't even have enough to invest. So I had to like really understand what you just said, that most of us really didn't get taught anything about personal finances. All I saw was my mom spending money and I saw her paying bills, but that was pretty much, what I saw in terms of money. Nobody taught us how to balance. Back then they had balance and checkbooks and all that kind of stuff. I pretty much had to learn all these things myself.
Right. And that's where, the conversation really starts. People sometimes have to say, You know, I don't know everything. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that people sometimes they don't want to start over or say they hold themselves accountable
Mm-hmm.
instead of saying my financial situation is messed up and I didn't learn the right things. I learned how to earn money, but I didn't learn how to keep it. I didn't learn how to
Right.
manage it. A lot of people wear that burden, or if they admit to it, that they're admitting that they failed in life. No,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what you don't know. But once
Exactly.
you do better, you do better.
Right.
And I'm a person that I was right where you were, and I would say this to be true. You know, I used to be in positions checking credit. I mean, I would go to the biggest houses, you know, have the nice cars, and you couldn't get $1,000 worth of flooring.
Right.
And I started learning, like, wait a minute now, you know, something is really wrong with this situation. And then just going and, you know, into the insurance and just discussing people's finances, I realized that number one, we can't escape poverty if we're not, you know, how to do that.
Exactly.
Box if you've never been taught how to get out that box. But first,
Mm-hmm.
identify that you're in that box.
Yes, you have to recognize and say,
You
yes, this is me.
so
I
you
need
can go
help.
off of that. You
Right.
have to identify. So what are some ways that you help people, you know, short, because she's not going to give you a whole consultation on this line now. You're going to have to go on and hit Petrina up services. But what are some of, just give us a sneak peek what it looks like when somebody comes and say, hey, Patrina, you know, I just suck at managing finances. Where do I start first? But I want you to tell some of the answers. Where do you do first? What are some of those first things? And I think one of the things is recognizing and, you know, go to somebody, but what does it look like? Just
Yeah. What you said, the first step is acknowledging that you have a money problem. That's number one. If you don't acknowledge that, then you're going to keep going through that same cycle, spending money, you know, getting money, spending money, getting money, spending money. So first you need to recognize that you have, you know, have to change your spending, right? That's first the step number one. Then step number two, I always tell people, is you have to learn how to change your money mindset. Like I learned that, you know, if it was a sale, that I could go ahead and get it because I'm actually saving money. Really, right? But really, even though that dress was $100 and now it's $50, well, now I'm spending $50. I didn't just save $50. I just spent $50.
I just spent $50.
Right. So I think we have to start changing the way we view money, because we can't change the way we do money unless we change the views on money. So
I love that.
Yeah,
we can't change what we do money.
Right.
If we're viewing it, that's true.
Exactly. Yeah. So I say first, educate yourself. What we did, start reading books, start listening to podcasts, start, you know, doing whatever you need to do so that you can educate yourself and get into groups. Like I have a free, it's called Becoming Financially Free Facebook group. It's free. And I get every weekend, I'm going inside and giving tips on ways to save, on what you need to do to budget, or how this weekend I was talking about tips to spending your stimulus check. So you need to get around people who are where you are trying to be or where you already are. In that group, it's an accountability group. So other people are trying to save, trying to get out of debt, trying to budget. So find places like that, especially if you don't have the money to invest in like coaching and all that kind of stuff. Fine. There are so many free groups, Facebook groups, just different things that you can get into so that you can be around like-minded people and people can cheer you on when you start winning.
Stop right there. Like-minded. You said powerful points. Mindset. I preach that. I said you can't go anywhere in life unless you change your mindset.
Yep.
Then after you change your mindset, you have to change what you're looking for.
Yes.
What you're looking for, you're gonna find it. And it is not about how much money you make, it's how much you understand. I saw a lot of wealthy people and they're flat broke right now. You understand what I'm saying? So that lets me know, even, you know, you think about things that you've had large amount of money, you didn't do the right. I know for myself, let me talk for myself. I just, you know, but now that I've educated myself on, because I have to leave a legacy for my children, you can't leave them nothing that's not in your name.
Exactly.
So that's what people don't understand. And like, I love what you said, because I say this a lot when you were talking about you said you go in the store. If I wasn't prepared to spend $50 and the dress was like 25 and I spent 25, but I wasn't prepared, I spent the extra. And if we think about that like that versus I saved, no, you spent.
You spent. Yep.
You spent.
Right.
Okay. Anything that's coming out of your pocket. And I want people to move close for this one. Liabilities and asset. You will know if you have an asset because an asset brings money into your pocket.
Exactly.
It brings money outside of your pocket. Financial strategist.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think that's true too. What you said something about, we have to learn that it's just not about earning. The problem is too, like the way we view being wealthy or having it or doing whatever, flexing, all that kind of stuff is how much we make. But when you look at wealthy people, like if you look at the Forbes 100 list, Oprah is on the list not because she earned $1 billion this year. She is on the list because she is worth $1 billion. And that's basically, you're looking at your assets and you're subtracting it from your liabilities. And that's how much she is worth. And a lot of times we're just looking at how much we earn. And that's not the case. If you earn $1 million this year, but you have $1 million worth of debt, you are not a millionaire.
You're not a millionaire.
So it doesn't matter how much money you earn. It's about how much money you worth. And I think, especially as African Americans, we have to start changing, again, going back to money mindset, the way we view it. Because if we only focus on, I'm making 6 figures, or I'm making the most I've ever made in my life, and then we go out and spend all that money, because when we get that increase, now we got to go get a better car. Now we got to go, live in the gated community. No, we need to start looking at, okay, let's create a plan so that I can be able to leave a legacy, still enjoy what I have right now, but I'm not leaving debt to the next generation. I'm leaving a legacy.
Right. Exactly. It's safe to say that people have to identify, they have to start there from what's the liability, because we're confused about that thing.
Right.
Like, and really, I don't want to go too deep in it because these are things that you would talk to about a financial advisor. But if you keep using the language, like I tell people, I don't own anything until I have a title and deed. And I think I don't own anything. I'm just because if you own that thing, stop paying for it and own it.
See if you really own it. Exactly.
Yeah. I own it because I go to the store and I go out with the receipt.
Right.
So if you don't change your conversation and what you're doing, because I just know what it looks like at now that I'm making myself more open, understand, to learn something different so that my children can grasp on to something different. I'm looking at a different language, and most of those people who are heavy in assets, they really don't even tell you a lot.
Oh no,
you just have to know how to hear without hearing.
Right?
Look without. It don't look like how people think it look.
Most people who are extremely wealthy, especially old money, they do not look like they are extremely wealthy. The people that most of the time don't have enough are the ones that have to show off, and they really don't understand that, having certain things are liabilities. The car is not going to appreciate. It's going to depreciate. That is a liability, right? So we want to start investing and, making sure that we are putting our money where we can appreciate. So money mindset is what we need to change. And then just basically just getting back to the basics when it comes to just simple budgeting, like writing a list of all those things, all the things that you spend for the month. What are all your expenses? How much are you spending on eating out? How much are you spending on getting your hair done and your nails done? How much, just writing all of that out and seeing on paper how much you're actually spending on going out on the weekends and, all that kind of stuff. So I have people write that stuff out and then go see what they really can start reducing and or eliminating. And then I help them create a budget, and I create realistic budgets, because I don't like taking everything away and say you can't get your hair done and you can't go out, but just take some things away so that at the end of the month, you have some money left over. After you paid all your bills, you still have some money left over. And now you can either begin to save money every month and or begin to use that money to start paying down debt. And that's basically what we did. We looked at all of the expenses that we had. We reduced and eliminated some of them. And then we took that extra money and started paying off debt. And I am definitely an advocate for using your gifts and skills and talents to be able to create additional streams of income, a
Mm-hmm.
side hustle. So I was able to get 2 side hustles while I was still working my 9 to 5. And that extra money, we were just putting down on debt. And that's really how it took us only 21 months for us to pay that much off, because we had extra money on the side. So I'm always telling people, if you depend on your 9 to 5 and that's it, you see what just happened last year. Everybody, a lot of people got laid off, furlough, hours cut, or, so you need to make sure that you have some income coming in outside of your 9 to 5. It doesn't have to be the exact salary, but some income coming in outside of your 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like you're saying bet on yourself.
Definitely.
That's my theme. Bet on yourself, because who's gonna bet on you more than betting on yourself?
Exactly.
That's something I feel like, it's, you need employment to discipline. Like, I feel like it's hard to own a business if you never work for nobody else. You know what I mean? And so I think, because a lot of people feel like they're just going to jump off the porch and become this awesome entrepreneur without even being an employee. And I'm like, no, but at the same time, listen to what I say. The money can come in because I just feel like it's out here, but you have to know where you're going to do before you need to do it. And that's it. I'm starting now that I'm older, thinking about all these things. What are you going to do? How does that look? Don't look to the left, don't look to the right, because if you looking to the left and to the right, you're going to be broke.
Right.
Like you gonna be like,
especially now with social media, you're like, oh, they got that,
oh, let me go get it. No, you don't know how anybody has anything, and I'm first to tell anybody that. Oh, I just by my crazy stories, I was like, I would never try to keep up with any.
Oh yeah.
But I just love everything that you said. And also, this is a hashtag Petrina Turner. She said money mindset. I always go back to mindset, and people just like, well, what do? Change your mindset. You change your life. If you have money problems, you don't have any problems. You just more of it and save more of it.
Exactly.
Okay. So you said a couple of things about betting on yourself. You need another hustle. You need to not just go to 9 to 5. You need something on the side. Y'all see, I keep bringing people to say that. Y'all saying it different ways, but like, you need, your gift is inside of you too.
Yes. So everybody has it. Everybody has it. Everybody has a skill. Everybody has a talent. And if you don't know it, ask the people that are closest to you. They can tell you what you are really good in. I always say, if 3 people come to you asking you the same question, like, ooh, can you bake me the strawberry cake? Ooh, can you bake me the strawberry? Ooh, you make the best cake. Can you bake me this? That's a business. They look to you as saying that you make the bomb strawberry cake. So go ahead and start a business and making strawberry cake, right? So yeah, if you don't know, because that comes natural to you, a lot of times we don't see our gifts and skills because it's so natural to us. So ask your family members, ask your closest friends, and let them tell you, no, you are really good at XYZ, and see how you can start a business doing that.
Well. It's definitely been an honor talking to you, because I always like to talk about how to save the coins that we're making.
Yes.
Like we're just out here working ourselves poor, and I love people that are educated on that, because we are the change in the community.
We are.
People don't know because they just don't know, but once you honestly have to do better. And I challenge if you don't know how to start, you can definitely inbox her. She's gonna have her information in the comments after the video is over, how to get in contact. She's tagged on this video on Facebook. And thank you so much, Miss Patrina, for coming on my platform and just telling us about some financial strategies. Is there anything else you want to let us know before you leave?
No, just thanks again for having me. And I just always encourage people just to get their finances together and just have a plan. If you have a plan for your money, you know exactly where you're going to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, next year, tomorrow, you know? So I just encourage people to have a plan, get a plan, so that you can leave something to the next generation, especially if you have kids. It's not just about us, it's about us being able to leave a financial legacy.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And I'm glad that you just kept the conversation going because we having real conversations because we breaking some barriers.
Yes, right.
And viewers saying they really enjoyed you this evening. Well, we enjoyed having you guys. We thank you all. And any handles that you need to be reached, contacted at, it's time for you to drop those handles. Social media, how can they follow you, Patrina?
So I love Instagram. That's where I am most often. So my Instagram handle is Petrina D Turner, Petrina D Turner. They can follow me there. Again, they can go to join the Becoming Financially Free Facebook page, Facebook group, and be able to get all the tips there. And I also have a Legacy Building Academy that's a monthly membership where I'm not just telling you what to do, but I'm telling you how to do it. So we are actually doing budgets, and I'm walking you through how to do budgets. We're showing you how to start a side hustle. I'm giving you tips on what you need to do. Do this first, do that first. This is how you create digital products. This is how you do virtual, streaming, all that stuff. So that's our Legacy Building Academy, but they can always go to patrinaturner.com to learn more about what I offer and where I am.
Well, thank you so much for blessing this platform.
Thank you for having me.
We thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed the conversation. Please come back again when
I sure will.
Thank you so much, Queen. Well, tonight you had another real conversation. Conversations that change. We're just changing things and we shaking things on Tiffany Talks where real conversations happen. But don't you move. Come back Wednesday as I talk to Demi Howell with Demir Cosmetics. Oh, yeah, it's African American owned. And did I mention it's Women's Month? So it will be epic and you do not want to miss it. Wednesday at what? 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Be here. Don't be late. It's Tiffany Talks, y'all, with real conversations, and you are a part of the conversation. Good night. Happy Monday. And don't forget to get my book from Amazon. Thank you guys for 2,000 sales. Amazon, and it's at Barnes and Nobles all over the world. So thank you. Thank you for the support and thank you for watching. And share this video if you really like it and give it a thumbs up too.